My name is Ashley Payne. I'm Managing Director of Radix Global Limited, trading in the UK as Stock Sourcing. Stock Sourcing was set up in June 2009. It's a wholesale and export, highly desirable, used and new electronic items. We get our items from wholesalers, retailers, overstocks, and also the general public through gadget trading schemes. We sell our products all over the world, but our main markets are developing nations in Africa, the Middle East and Eastern Europe. Stock Sourcing has experienced excellent growth in our second year. We've more than doubled our sales. We started using Alibaba.com as soon as we set up our business. We're now a gold supplier and in our third year. Approximately 30% of our inquiries come through Alibaba.com's website. Being a gold supplier and listed next to some of the largest companies in the world really gives us a great advantage. When suppliers receive international payments, they need to be flexible and allow multiple methods for their customers to use. Suppliers also need to consider the effect these methods will have on their cash flow. My advice for buyers would be, if you're negotiating a product in a particular currency, to consider exchange rates because they fluctuate hourly. There are many methods that international suppliers can accept, the most common ones being bank transfer, credit card, escrow, PayPal and Western Union. International bank transfer is by far the most easiest way for the buyer and the seller to interact. For the seller, it means they'll get their money relatively quickly. For the buyer, it means they'll be able to receive the goods in a timely fashion because the supplier will receive the payment and hopefully dispatch the goods quickly. However, the buyer needs to be aware that there is limited protection for international bank transfer. They need to be sure that the supplier is trustworthy and they will get the goods. Card payment is a relatively easy way for the buyer and supplier to interact. Sometimes there are some surcharges on credit cards, which is something the buyer will need to consider. The supplier should be aware that if the card the customer is using is a legitimate card, it's a relatively easy way to do business. However, sometimes the cards can be illegitimate and suppliers may have some issues recovering money. Escrow offers a very high level of protection to the customer. It means that before the money's been released to the supplier, they must have received the goods and made sure that everything is perfect. However, for the supplier, this means a long drawn out transaction. They won't get their money until the customer has received their goods. If you're shipping products internationally, this can take 3 to 5 days for them to receive the products, and then you still haven't even got your money till they've checked it. PayPal offers a very good way to do business for the customer. With levels of protection there, it means they should recover money if the seller isn't a legitimate supplier. However, for the supplier, the transaction can be drawn out. Funds can be difficult to move around from PayPal to your bank account. It can make the transaction quite time consuming. Western Union offers a very quick way to do business. However, the buyer needs to be aware of the exchange rate when they pay the money to the supplier. They also need to be aware that once the supplier has the money, there is very little recourse for them should it be an illegitimate supplier. The best way for both buyers and sellers to avoid big fluctuations in the market is to book a forward contract. This means that both the buyer and the seller will know exactly what the money is worth at that point in time.